The Sunflower and the Shadow. Once upon a time, in a small town, nestled between hills and fields, there lived a young boy named Eli. He had messy brown hair, a gentle smile, and a curious heart. He lived with his parents and his grandpa Thomas, who had a garden full of the most vibrant sunflowers in town. Eli loved to help his grandpa with the garden, but he didn't know yet that the flowers held a secret lesson, one that would change his life. One morning, Eli woke up feeling uneasy. At school, there was a boy named Max who was always teasing him. He'd call Eli names, push him around, and make fun of the things he liked. Eli hated it, and he hated how it made him feel small. It wasn't the first time Max had been cruel, but today it felt different. Eli's patience snapped during lunch when Max shoved him and laughed. Without thinking, Eli shoved Max back, his heart pounding with anger. They scuffled for a few moments before the teacher broke them up. Eli sat in silence, staring down at his shoes, feeling a burning in his chest, not just from the fight, but from something deeper, something he didn't understand. That afternoon, Eli stormed home, and as he entered the backyard, his eyes fell on the sunflowers. His grandpa was there, crouched low, carefully tending to the flowers. Grandpa Thomas had been a gardener all his life. The sunflowers were his pride, but more than that, they were a source of wisdom. Eli walked up to him, his fist clenched. "Grandpa," he said, his voice thick with frustration, "I'm not going back to school tomorrow. Max is always mean to me, and today I couldn't take it anymore. I fought him back, and it felt good, but now I feel like something's wrong." Grandpa Thomas looked up from his work, his wrinkled face soft with understanding. "Come here, Eli," he said, motioning for him to sit next to him. Eli sat down beside his grandpa and watched as he carefully pruned the flowers, their golden heads turned toward the sunlight. "You see these sunflowers, Eli?" Grandpa asked. "They always turn to face the sun. No matter what happens around them, they turn to the light. The sun is a source of life for them. It gives them strength, warmth, and growth." Eli nodded, but didn't quite understand. "But how does that help me with Max? How do I keep facing the sun when Max keeps throwing shadows on me?" Grandpa smiled gently, his hands resting on the soil. "A sunflower doesn't let the shadows behind it decide where it will look. It doesn't let the darkness pull its gaze away from the light. The shadows may always be there, Eli, but it's up to you whether you turn toward them or toward the sun." Eli frowned. "So you're saying I should just ignore Max? Let him keep being mean?" Grandpa shook his head. "No, I'm saying you don't have to carry the weight of his shadows. You see, the sunflowers don't fight the shadows. They simply stand tall and face the sun. They don't need to battle the darkness. They grow by embracing the light." Eli looked at the sunflowers. Their bright yellow faces were full of energy, each one standing tall, reaching for the warmth of the sun. He could feel the power of their stillness, their calmness in the face of the world. "Grandpa, I don't get it," Eli admitted, frustration still lingering in his voice. "How can I not fight back when someone hurts me? How do I stand tall like the sunflowers when it feels like everything is pushing me down?" Grandpa Thomas placed a hand on Eli's shoulder, his voice steady. "The sunflowers don't just stand tall. They also share their seeds. They give the world their love without expecting anything in return. They offer their seeds freely to anyone who needs them, because that's how life grows." Eli blinked. "But I don't want to give Max anything. He doesn't deserve anything from me." Grandpa chuckled softly. "Well, maybe Max doesn't deserve your kindness, but the kindness you give is not what others deserve. It's about what you choose to be. Just like the sunflower, you can choose to share your seeds of love, no matter how dark the shadows may seem. Love isn't a reward for good behavior. It's a choice that helps the world grow. Eli thought about it for a long time. He stared at the sunflowers, the way they seemed to stretch and grow, no matter how harsh the wind or how long the shadows. The next day at school, Eli faced Max again. Max was waiting by the lockers, his usual sneer plastered on his face. Eli's heart raced. He remembered his grandpa's words. Stand tall, face the light, share your seeds. Max shoved past Eli and made a rude comment, but this time, instead of reacting with anger, Eli took a deep breath. He didn't fight back. He didn't let the shadow of Max's words pull him into the darkness. Instead, he stood up straight, looked Max in the eye, and said, "I don't want to fight, Max, but I won't let you push me around anymore. I'm not your enemy." Max paused for a moment, surprised by Eli's calmness. He scoffed and walked away, muttering under his breath. But Eli didn't feel angry anymore. He felt something else, something new, peace. Later that evening, Eli went back to his grandpa's garden. "Grandpa," he said, "I think I understand. The sunflowers don't fight the shadows. They just keep growing. And I guess I can do that too." Grandpa Thomas smiled, his eyes twinkling. "That's right, Eli. And remember, sometimes the seeds you share don't grow in the way you expect. But if you keep facing the light and sharing your love, you'll help more people than you can imagine." From that day on, Eli became like the sunflowers in his grandpa's garden. He stood tall, always trying to face the sun, and when Max or anyone else tried to cast a shadow on him, he kept turning toward the light. He learned that the real power came not from fighting the darkness, but from choosing to shine, no matter what. And just like the sunflowers, Eli's love began to spread, quietly, steadily, offering seeds of kindness to everyone he met, even to those who once hurt him. The end. Hey, so I hope you enjoyed the story. And just to let you know, we're going to be doing a coloring contest, but really it's just focused on your creativity. So in the activity provided on our website, you will find a digital download for this story that you can read at home, but also we're providing you with reading activities. And at the end of it, we have 3 quotes from the story. So we're asking you to make a commitment to 2025. And I want you all to pick one of these quotes that you stand by and send it in to our address, because we would love to see your work. And what we're doing is we are going to be judging by creativity. So during spring break, we're going to be picking five friends that complete this and send it in, and we will be featuring your works on our channel and on our website. So I hope you enjoy and have fun with this. And it's not based on how well you color. It is really just based on how much time you put into it and how much creativity you put into it as well. So don't think you just have to use crayons. You can use any type of medium that you want. And when I mean medium, I am talking about whether it's acrylic, pastels, watercolor. It could even be pasting things on it. Anything that you want to do, okay? So I'm leaving that creativity option up to you, but we cannot wait to see which one of those quotes resonates with you the most, that you can make a commitment on to spread your kindness and stand tall like a sunflower and love your enemies. So you decide, and we can't wait to see what you have in store for us. So we're just asking you to send it in the mail to our P.O. box. I'm going to be including that link or actually I'm going to be including that address below in the description. And if you don't know how to send a letter and you need instructions on how to address an envelope, just look for my video on how to mail an envelope and how to address it, okay? And I have all the steps just for you, okay? So just get that finished and get it sent over to us, and then right around Easter time, we will start announcing our kids that we picked that we feel did an amazing job at this, and I'm sure everyone's gonna be doing amazing, so no discredit to anybody at all, but we're gonna be picking 5 friends. So I hope you're the one that gets picked. And I hope you really enjoy this activity as well. And I'm so glad you were able to sit with me and listen to my story. It means so much to me, and I hope that this story touched your heart. Love you all. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon, okay?